Here we go. Obviously, the very beginning part will be edited out. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Glitch Reaper here. I am live from the TARDIS, and I have no idea why there is a floating hat in my TARDIS. I don't remember putting on this hat, and every time I try checking what entity that is, it doesn't let me actually hit it. It just says I hit it, but it doesn't. Like, there's a floating hat in my TARDIS. I'm trying to be a new Time Lord here, so why is there a flying hat? I don't know. This is actually from the Hats mod, but I have no idea why. It's like, flying a TARDIS is interesting. You notice all these buttons and levers and toggles. Oh my. And at least I have an adjustable screen. I can just click that, and at any time it just comes back to face me. Like, even like on the opposite side. It's like, the screen is always there. Probably wondering how to actually get a TARDIS. And yeah, that's actually included in Crazycraft this time, which is really weird. But then again, it's Crazycraft, stuff is crazy. It's how things are meant to be. Let me see here. We got NEI, so this ought to help here. Well, actually, it might be easier if I do it this way. Yep, wrong thing. NEI? Really? Really? Okay, never mind. Okay, I have a sonic screwdriver, and I have this TARDIS key. I think recipe here, yeah. If you see one of these Contron crystals, which is sort of this dull, hexagonal little crystal here, and craft it with some iron, you get a TARDIS key. You click that on the ground whenever you're in whatever world, and it starts getting your magic blue box ready, which I'm clearly inside. To get the little crystal the first time, you have to find a dungeon, or in the case of Crazycraft 3.0, you might wind up getting it from an angry Pac-Man. Yeah, that's totally a thing. So if you haven't seen, like, the Atlantic Crafts or Pickles' series, or a few of the others that also been doing, that also have this, because I was a beta tester, and they're the main ones who actually have set this up, especially the Atlantic Craft. So it's with the Void's Wrath and the Void's Launcher. But the thing is that, yeah, they added a couple of custom mods, one of which has crazy Pac-Man that can give you pretty much anything. So I've had, because this has been beta for a while, I've had a previous world that I've had to recreate, and then, for that matter, transfer stuff over and stuff like that, so I've already in progress. But this is about whenever it's finally been stabilized enough to actually get out of beta and be usable for me. I don't know about them. I think they were dealing with a lot of crashes along the way. But anyhow, you're probably wondering, how do you drive this thing? Well, there's a more important issue. How do you get your instruction manual? You see this little, you might be able to see this hole here. What you do is you can stick your, whenever you come in the first time, there will be your sonic screwdriver is in this hole, and you just pull it out by clicking on it. Now, all these controls are done by clicking or shift-clicking right at them. Like, if I wanted to hit one of these buttons or levers, I just right-click on it, or use-click, or whatever you got it set as. I can imagine a few lefties having things reversed, and that's going to be coming up in Minecraft officially soon. Now, how do you make your... How you get your instruction manual is you click it, and you could either have it in that spot or this spot, doesn't really matter. And these buttons here are rather important for that. Like, you hit this top one, and it gives you a category between rooms and corridors. And I think this button here is only for... yeah, it toggles the rooms and corridors as well. But the bottom two buttons determine what kind of a room or corridor it is. Like, you can alternate between them here. Like, if I hit this button, see, before it was saying med chamber, which actually means medium chamber, I think, and now it's saying library. Well, you pull this out, and the thing is, you shift right-click with it to change its mode. So right now it's saying Schematic Library. Well, what that means is if you find one of these areas, like over here with this blue... You guys want yours in gravy with a can of mushrooms? Yeah, I think I would like to increase my gravy level. Yeah. But anyhow, this blue symbol, or this blue cross-like thing, or plus sign, it means if you click on it with your sonic screwdriver, it will actually become one of these rooms in, like, a brief instant. Like, this all just comes out huge. Now, I put a few junctions and stuff here for importance, but the first thing I did is turn to the side and make myself this little library. It oddly doesn't really come with many bookshelves. I had to place some of these myself because I know I'm going to have instruction manuals throughout this, and enchanted books and other stuff. This is from Bibliocraft, by the way. Might remember this from Tolkiencraft too. I've got a few things already set up that I've done, some of which is for Witchery mod. Yeah, I'm going to be a dimensional witch. That's going to be interesting. But the really important thing, and right now, for some odd reason, I have it on the page Sonic Screwdriver, is this menu. Now, you actually click on the menu, like with everything else in this. You just click on it. It's an interactive wall. Isn't that cool? I mean, really, isn't this cool? Oh gosh, this is just really cool. But it'll tell you all sorts of stuff, like the flight, and how your console works. Like, this is showing the thing at the front, which is your main flight console. You can click on it to see what's on the different sides, like front, right, left, back. This basically helps you figure out, oops, I may have shot a little past that. May figure out where you're going. Now, I have had an absolutely epic time with this thing. I was clicking buttons and levers, toggles and wheels and stuff for about 30 minutes while flying once. Drift mode being easy for the beginning, Time Lord, my left foot. Seriously, I got so off course, it was epic. Trying to fly this thing. But there's also another factor. Tardis experience. If you get more experience with it, you get special perks. Like, this little gauge here tells you how much experience you got. Right now it's saying 250 out of 380, and I'm currently level 15. I got most of that on that one epic flight where I was running around trying to steer this thing the right way. But they say it's best to have it at high speeds for short trips, and I believe this is your speed. Like right now, if I push it, then I think this is the speed gauge. It says 7.3 out of 8. That's about as high as it can go right now. And if I shift click, I pull it back. And right now it's saying 6.4 out of 8.0. Still not entirely sure what the speed refers to. Like, is it 8 blocks per tick? Or what? I have no clue. Now, another really important part of the console you'll be wanting to know is this thing here that looks really cool. It's like a star chart or something. This is your coordinate guesser. Now, here's another thing about the TARDIS. It says Dimension Extreme, and then my coordinates right now, which is 238, 80, 247, apparently. Well, what that means is you can slide right through dimensions with this thing. If you get powerful enough, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. Now, here is another important room. The engine. This is where you do permissions for various players, like if you want to share your TARDIS. And these things here are for your upgrades. Like right now it's saying I have no unspent level points for taking trips and stuff. It's saying that my energy has 2 out of 7 upgrades. Same thing for my energy regeneration, my shields. I'm still not entirely sure how they work. Rooms, I'm not going to prioritize on as much because it already has a pretty good amount of space when you start. But, you know, just in case, it might be nice to do that. Now, this is how you tell what all functions your Sonic Screwdriver is going to let you do. If you level up, you get more functions. Like right now, this one's saying Sonic Screwdriver has recall permission. That one is really cool. And transmat permission, which is also really cool. Now, it is saying also, Screwdriver does not have locate permission. I don't think that function is as cool as the other two, so I'm not sure why that one's earned last, but I'm not directly from Gallifrey. I'm just sort of a Neo Time Lord here. I'm not exactly of the Descendancy, I'm sort of learning how to use one of these things. This is a modern TARDIS too. This is a Type X, so it may be that I jumped in a little over my head at first, I must admit. But hey, I'm working on it. Now, again, shift-click this thing to change modes. Like, it's going through, like, dismantle, transmat, reconfigure. A lot of these have to do with your TARDIS. You can't actually have recall active while you're in a TARDIS, just that. Now, as long as I have transmat power, this thing will save me if my health gets too low. It's like this instant, you're in your TARDIS thing. So if you notice a dimensional transition, there's a reason. It's because you were dying and it just saved you from death. So Yeah, that's incredibly cool. Now, what recall does, again, you can't do it inside Tardis, is it calls it to you. You click it on a block somewhere outside, and then, well, it doesn't happen too quickly, so you sort of have to be nice and safe to do it. So it's really cool. This Tardis is awesome. I am loving this mod. So like on Takeoff 2 when I fell in love with Botania, I'm really loving steering the scene around. It may have been really hectic for a while, but it was also really cool. I mean, I am a Doctor Who fan. Seriously, I am a Doctor Who fan. Still getting used to hitting all the buttons just on the normal console, let alone this thing. But still. Let's see here. I'm going to try to give myself a little bit of a trip on this thing. Let me see if I think that's the ground lever. Because, again, a toggle, because you sort of pull this thing out, it's not just exactly a button. Let me make sure, because, again, I have an instruction manual. Unlike some Time Lords, I actually wish to use it. Not on the right side. Nope, not that one. I think it's the back. There it is. This thing has it all nicely outlined and stuff for you, if you're able to see. Land ground control. If I have it pulled out, I'm going to attempt to land on the ground, meaning trying to hit safety. At the dimension I've got it currently set for, that's not as important as some others because it's not like a Skylands type thing or the Nether, so it's not as big of a deal, but still it is good to not be 50 blocks in the air or something and then die. So, yeah, that's an important button you might want to take note of. It's apparently on the same side that has your reconfiguration system for your TARDIS, where you make new rooms and stuff, so that's really nice. This is also where I have my Y controls. Let me see, where's... there is actually no steering buttons on the front, oddly enough. Just saying. Okay, so the X is... Oh yeah, that's right, it's coordinate guesser. I was trying to remember that. And Z is sort of the odd one out that has that thing about the waypoint like things and stuff I haven't been able to fully figure out yet. Now, one thing you earn is the stabilizers. I've got that loaded, I believe. But there's also this external sensors here. I think the stabilizers are on another. No, that's it. I just hit that one. That's the landing ground control. Let me see, on the right side. Oh yeah, stabilizers. I have to earn that. Rather, I did. Some of these buttons I literally learned mid-flight during that giant trip I took. I don't know whether that would have been good to watch on YouTube or not, because, honestly, it was 30 minutes of just me running around trying to hit buttons and levers and stuff that were glowing. But the stabilizers help protect you from doing that. Yeah?
It did have them in the ignition.
Okay. Well, it wasn't in the ignition, it would have been in the other place. But anyhow, as I was saying, I had to earn some serious stuff while on a massive trip. I'm looking for something really important in this dimension. You may have seen it before. It's considered the mining dimension. Even though I have the capability in red ants, I seem to have decided not to. Now, Takeoff is a bit interesting, but first I would like to adjust my controls and see if I can land somewhere farther away. I think this is X. So this is coordinate guesser, so... usually the ones that are earlier on have bigger changes in your... I thought that was a big change. In your coordinates. Whoa! Pull that back a couple. I want it to be about 1,000 away, not... Okay, okay. That's good on my X. Now, when you click on things, it'll just tell you stuff, so I think I need to find my... So those are Y controls, they're not as big of a thing. These, on the other hand... Let's see, do I want to push... Oh, here it's telling me where my Z is. That's also nice that it's reporting. Oops. Not that far. Ooh, that does about 100 at a time. Nice. That's pretty close to where I want to show up. Now, what's my Y? What's my coordinate guesser saying for Y? Y80. I want to take that down a little bit. So, I'm going on this side. I think that's my Z. Here's my Y controls. I want to pull that lever a little bit. But I want to, because usually around 60 is a pretty good place to land. Or 70 or so. Oh, 64. Okay, okay. That is looking like a good spot. I think I have my ground toggle out. So that should help. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the ground lever. So I think I'm about ready to take off. Now, taking off itself is interesting. It takes energy. Like right now, my energy level is 3,000 out of 3,000. You start with 1,000, but as you gain TARDIS experience, you level up. As I said before with this engine, there is different things you have to do. Like you have to confirm that. I think you have to shift right-click twice in a row to confirm that you wish to actually upgrade a particular section. I'm loving this gravity lift too. It's just like if you jump while you're at the gravity lift and there's these special force field blocks above you, you just float right up to them safely. And if you sneak while on top of them and there's one of these below you, you go down. So it's a just nifty way of changing floors. Originally I was thinking I need stairs to go up and down, but apparently I don't. That's rather cool. Now, let's prepare for takeoff. Ready? Okay. First, you have to hit this button here. I think it's called the temporal primer. You have to engage this, which is called the helmet regulator. I have a feeling that's what's registering your coordinates. And then, you have to yank this one upward. This is the quantum brake. This is why the TARDIS isn't moving yet. Aha! Time rotor assembly working! Ah! Chainsaw ready for enemies. I'm working pretty well. Don't have too much food. I only have like a few cooked fish and stuff. I think I'll be fine. I've got a farming section over there somewhere. I'll do more of a TARDIS tour over time. Oh, might be of a severe incident. How much experience am I getting out of this? Is this enough to look me up? Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. It only tells you your experience at the end of the trip. Interesting to know. I gained 4 to 5 TARDIS experience that way. Okay, I think it's landed. The door is obstructed. Okay. Okay, what that means is I've materialized inside a rock. Okay, now I need to go back to my instruction manual. Where's that facing wheel? Because that might even be different a different way. I think that might be one of the few things that's in the front. Yeah, it is. Facing wheel is this big wheel right under where I get my sonic screwdriver dispenser. So, and you can make more and you can have them dissolved for extra energy. So if you have extras somehow, don't know how that would work, but it just a thought. Okay, here is my facing wheel. So I can only really test this by checking the door. Door is obstructed. Face the other way. Or it's still obstructed. I think that if I turn it again, it'll be right back to where it started from. Okay, I'm stuck on a mountain. Okay, I need to go up some blocks. I told it to land and land, I just didn't tell it to land inside the area. Oh well. Let's try this again. Okay, I'll go up slightly. There we go. Ah! It even reminds you which dimension you are on this side. Y equals 80, which is I think what it was originally at. It's going to be a short trip, but need to get out of here very delicately. So, primer, regulator, and finally get the brake off. That does look so cool. That animated model is just epic. Seriously. I'm really glad I have the flight stabilizers on. Oh, the button pressing. This should be a short trip. Yeah, it was. Okay, so it's just going a few blocks up. So sometimes it would be easier to walk, and sometimes it's easier to use a TARDIS. I think in that case it would have been easier to walk, if it had let me out. But it won't if the door is obstructed. So about 20 blocks up. Oh. It was just, like, inside a mountaintop. Okay. Fair enough. Whoa. Downloading terrain. Terrain lag. You also gotta really love this, chainsaw. Oh, the model on this thing is epic alone. I don't need money. I know YouTubers Plus is in here, but I'm not concerned. Holy Ender Knight. That, on the other hand, I need to take care of. Come on. Where are you? Did I hit him? Oh, I hit him. Did he not drop anything? Oh, Eye of Ender. Sweet. I needed more of that. Okay. I don't think this is the type of tree I need. They look very regular, but not like this. Let me see here. $500 I might keep that, but not the lesser one. Because I need... And the chainsaw would work beautifully on a tree, but it tends to produce way too many items. This is just oak wood. Yeah, this is an interesting trip I'm on here. I'm trying to look for... Ooh! Dungeon. Gotta be careful about that. I may at least leave my TARDIS in the area if that thing's around here. That's one of those specialty dungeons. Okay. You are going out. Ultimate bow power. Contrary to popular belief, spamming it doesn't give you as much damage. It really is better to... Whew. Avoiding the money. Don't with my... Ooh. Holy... Is this really... I mean... My luck has got to be hilarious, because previous world I got a couple of Easter bunnies. Nope, this is Ancient Dried Stinky. If you're not familiar with Ore Spawn, which is a Crazycraft traditionally centers around, the key name is Ore Spawn. In this case, spawning stuff from ores. That means is that you actually use these to make spawn eggs. This is Ancient Dried Water Dragon. Holy... Really, Pac-Man? I mentioned you just earlier, and here you are. You don't want to be anywhere near that Pac-Man skeleton. The funny story is I've seen some things fight over it. Is the recording still going? It's about time.
Yeah.
Does it need to be reset?